Gaming is going to continue to expand unless we wake up as a legislature, recognize where we are as a gaming state, and actually work to harness it, control it, regulate it, and decide what we want to be when we grow up as a gaming state. What I think we don't want is what we currently have, which is the worst kind of gaming that you could have in a state. We have the lottery, we have the internet cafes, we have pari-mutuels that are struggling, barely making it, and we continue to kind of tweak, and what we've allowed to happen is the industry coming to us, dictating to us what they need to barely survive.
We've been arguing from day one that taking the head in the sand approach and taking the gaming doesn't exist here, I don't want to touch it, I don't want to talk about it approach, all that's happening is that more loopholes are being found. Gambling is expanding in the state every single day, and it's happening in a way that is unstructured, unplanned, has no strategic vision whatsoever as a state, and is just plopping up without any real conversation taking place about whether or not that's the kind of gaming that we want in the state.
I have to deal with the political reality. Look, you either want to make a political statement or you actually want to change public policy in the state. I think everybody will admit, unless we have the political will to put the lottery back on the ballot and get rid of it, we are not going to stop the expansion of gaming. It is something that people like to do. It's like asking people, well, why don't we just make alcohol illegal? I mean, go ahead and try that one. It's not going to work. We have to deal with the political reality of where we are. People enjoy, from an entertainment standpoint, gaming. But what we have right now in Florida is our entire gaming structure caters to those people in the state. And to, it's predatory gaming. So if we are going to be a gaming state, what do we want to be? Well, if we're going to have it, we might as well create the kind of gaming that brings in international tourists, that actually creates...
One of the things that we wanted to change in the narrative is that every single time that gaming has been discussed in the state, when it was a lottery and when it was everything else, like Ellyn said, it was wrapped in children, wrapped in education, and I'm not going to make that false premise. It's not about that. It's about recognizing that there's an industry in the state that without a strategic vision and without a recognition that it's here, has been growing, has been proliferating over the last 20 years to now making Florida the third or fourth largest gaming state. So we're not going to talk about education, we're not going to talk about revenues, because that's not what this bill is about. This bill is about harnessing in an industry that is essentially kind of hodgepodging its way into, growing into a growing industry without any kind of legislative authority, without any kind of real legislative control. And all you end up seeing is we have statutes that are Swiss cheese full of loopholes, where anybody can just kind of come in, find a clever way to get a new license. And what we have as far as controlling or regulating them is DBPR, which essentially regulates every other industry in the world. So all you end up getting is what amounts to the pulling of an occupational license at that point from